'Diba? Hanggat nabubuhay ako, hanggat kaya kong ipagtanggol ang sarili ko, katulad din nitong issue ko kay Arnel Ignacio, well, hindi ako kailan may mananahimik. Hanggat hindi ko talaga naibigay kung ano yung side ko at hanggat hindi ko talaga nakuha kung ano yung justice para sa akin.
I've had enough. I've had enough goddamn ignorant people filling my timeline with their fucking bullshit, and the world is ending. And not one of you motherfuckers give a shit. Not one of you give a shit. You'd rather get angry and bash the fuck out of somebody like Mystica when she's actually coming in and bringing some truth. She's helping us tear down this David piece of shit. She's also sharing her opinion. She has the right to have an opinion. It's just like me. I've got a goddamn opinion too. The problem is my opinion is pretty much 100% on point. People don't listen to me. You know what happens? They fucking find out that I'm not a liar. They find out that every goddamn thing I'll say is true.
Alright, it's been a few days before I came out again because there's really something here that I really wanna clarify, especially to what I had posted. I'm not sure if you had already seen those posts I had a few lately, because I really wanted to show you guys that it is really very important that this FLM fever really has to end, because this is going too far. People are already so crazy that I just can't even believe they're really fighting for whatever reason they have. Even they know already that this guy has been showing or has been telling lies, a lot of lies already, but they are still so blind to see all the facts. And I just can't believe. What a pity, okay? But because I just couldn't help it anymore, and that was the reason why I really had to come out and to show you at least a very, very simple fact, in order for all those people who'd been going out there, they were already fighting for each day, and I can't believe. Can't you just take your calculator and then find out what is the real truth in terms of this issue regarding the validity of FLM's identity? Well, he's been claiming, okay? He's been claiming that he is the son of our ex-president Ferdinand E. Marcos. And of course, because of the fact that he was saying that he didn't want to be, or I guess the ancestors, okay, the great ancestors, they really didn't want him to be an illegitimate child, and that was the reason why they had to ask this guy Pacifico, okay, the brother of Ferdinand Marcos, in order to be able to sign the legal document saying that he was the father. Wow, what a story, okay? At first, I was just here keeping quiet, but then when I came to divide, to subtract, okay, because right now it's 2020, okay, so when I came to subtract 2020 minus those years when they were actually born, most especially to our ex-president Ferdinand Marcos. So if he would be still alive at this point, on this year 2020, he would be already 103. And of course, we should also determine the date when Mangusin or when Francis Leo Marcos was born. So that was actually 1975. So when I had subtracted 2020 minus the date when our ex-president was born, okay, and then minus the age of Francis Leo Marcos, and then it all turned out that the president was 63 when this idiot was born. And then of course he's claiming that he was actually the brother of our ex-president who signed his birth certificate. So that means if ex-president Marcos was actually 63 at that time, so this Pacifico was actually 61. And then of course I had to compute also the exact age of our ex-first lady, and then of course minus the age, which is 40 years old, of Norman Mangusin, and then it turned out to be that she was actually 51 years old. So if he's claiming that on the year 1978, and that was the time when ex-president Marcos had to go and had the date with that person that is claiming that she is his mother, and that is Doña Remedios Carino Antonio, okay? So he's claiming that they actually went to Belgium in order to have a honeymoon or in order to have a date, and that was the time when he was actually being created. Alam nyo na kung anong ibig sabihin nun. You know already what I'm saying, okay? And then that's when it turned out to be after a year, and then the Francis Leo Marcos was born. So that was year 1979, okay? So the question is, why would a certain ex-president Marcos would go out to a person which is Doña Remedios Carino Antonio at the time at his age of 63? And obviously Imelda Marcos was already 51 and this Pacifico was already 61. And then he's claiming that because of the fact that after he was born, and of course they really had to take it secretly, and that was the reason why they had to put on the legal document that it was actually Pacifico who signed it and acted as the father. Okay, granted that he was born, and of course it was a plan, and of course it was because of the ancestors or the parents or whoever else who had pushed that they really have to have a kid, okay? But why the hell would they let this guy live somewhere else, and then he even grew up in a very, very poor family, okay? And then of course, you know, that family had been already exposed, and then of course along with some siblings, okay? And then later on his real identity has been exposed already, that he was born as Norman Antonio Mangusin, and then later on he actually decided to change his name as Francis Leo Marcos. Alright, so all the truth actually came from him, okay, from his mouth. So while he was actually in jail at the NBI, being detained right there, so he was saying that he's been using that Norman Mangusin until he was grade 5. Okay, so in my concern, I would say that would be like 11 years old. And then all of a sudden, after he had said that, he then said that when he was 17 years old, and that was the time that his mother had just suddenly decided to change his name. So, when he was grade 5, obviously he was 11 or probably 12 or something, but in a standard age of a certain grade 5, that would be like 11 years old. So what happened in between 11 years old to 17 years old? What was his name in between? Okay, so that would really make him look like an asshole, but nobody really cared anyway, because everybody was just meant to be blind for the truth. Everyone was just very, very, very focused on what he has been doing. Okay, they were so blinded with the fact that he was doing all these things in order to deceive, in order to give some lies, in order to give all these things. And then he thought that everything that he has done, every mistake that he has done, and that would be covered by what he was doing, giving all this rice, sacks and sacks and sacks of rice, and of course squash or whatever, and all these important things that they really wanted people to see, and they thought that that would be it. And I am sure that this guy was also very, very aware of the fact that he's got all these cases that has been filed. He's got all these cases that had been filed against him in the past. But he thought that through going to all these people that he thought that would really cover him from all his accusations that's been given to him, he thought by going out there and giving some gifts or giving some medical missions, or I would say optical mission to all these PNPs, to all these people in authority, he thought that that would be it. He thought that by doing that, and then he could just get away from being caught or from being given some cases just like what happened lately. Okay, well, as a matter of fact, of course, by the time that somebody has actually shared me in terms of his live videos, I wouldn't even know that he's the one that I have known 6 years ago, you know. And then, of course, because he had promised that he was going to give 100 kavans because of the fact that I just wanted to help those people, the fire victims in Santo Domingo, Quezon City, and that was the reason why I had asked him. But I had been victimized by his lies, okay? So, of course, by the time that I had to speak out, and then, of course, I just had to say that, well, I guess all these people had been looking at him like, wow, he is this kind of generous, he is this saint, he is this, wow, and right now they're actually considering him just like God, you know. And then all I had said was, well, I hope they can also see those things that I had seen that no one had seen, okay? And then, of course, by the time that probably he saw that, or somebody else had shown him about that video, and all of a sudden, there he was already ranting against me, saying that he has given my request, which was 100, you know, 100 kavans. That was my request, okay? And then he had said that he had already given those, while in fact there was really nothing had come. And of course, due to the fact that I had already talked to the barangay kapitana of Santo Domingo at the time, before I even went out there and did some live, and of course I had to mention about him not giving the 100 sacks. But then, of course, he had manipulated everyone, especially those vloggers, and of course those who were against me, saying that I was the liar, saying that he had already given. And in fact, what he had actually shown everyone was just a simple bond paper with a name called Vince Avena. So meaning, if it was actually under the name of Vince Avena and it wasn't Mystica, meaning those rights were not given under my name, because what he had promised before, he said, okay, I'm going to grant your request, and then of course I'm going to tell them that it was actually you who requested. But the fact that by the time he just completely denied, and then he just completely said that he had already given, or he had already announced that it was given, of course, to that barangay captain. And of course, for me, I wouldn't accept some lies like that, because it was actually my dignity who's been involved in here. And then I was actually injured by the fact that all these vloggers had already made a lot of bad things against me because of that. But why can't you really see the total picture right here? Why can you just see the fact that he was just giving all these things without having to realize that, oh my God, probably somebody is really behind all these things? And of course, that's very obvious, but you just can't see. Huh? Well, as you can see, it's all over the YouTube videos. And of course, you know, I had found this video as well. And then of course, that's really a great clarification that Bernard Chong was also connected, because he was the partner in terms of his foundation in giving all these eyeglasses in all his optical missions. Okay, but then why can't they give him also the same case against him? Why is it the only Norman Mangusin, or why is it only Francis Leo Marcos that has to go out there and then being the one punished alone? Why can't they punish the one who's also behind all these things? Okay, and that's the reason why I really have to come out with my own opinion. And then I am sure that what I'm saying right now is really valid, because the fact that at the age of 63, Marcos was 63 years old by the time, and then 61 by the time, 40 years ago, 61 years old was the age of Pacifico, and 51 years old was also the age of Imelda Marcos. But okay, according to that explanation, because it wasn't really clear, because you know, all his delusions, all his statements, his lies and deceptions, you know, they're not really clear for people to understand. But on my own opinion, with my own opinion, if he's referring to the time before Marcos Ferdinand and Imelda got married, so that means to say that was already 1954. So if you come to realize 1954, and then if you subtract 2020 to 1954, so that would turn out to be 66 years ago. So if it's referring to the same moment, the same time before ex-president and Imelda Marcos got married, because the way I can actually understand right now is the mother that which he claims to be his mother, you know, already had a relationship with the ex-president before he actually got married, or before he actually saw Imelda Marcos. Okay, so they already had some relationship. And the way I do understand is, before he married Imelda Marcos, he went on his way to Belgium, and then of course with with this girl, Doña Remedios, So they went together right there. That's what he's claiming. Okay, they went there December 1978, and then after that he was born on 1979. Okay, but how can that be? We're talking about 1954. So how can 1954 be 1978? So of course all his lies are just unlimited. Okay, they are all endless lies. And then of course all these people are so blinded with the truth. Why can't you just go and take your calculator? Okay, so 1954 was the marriage date, okay, when they got married. So if they're going to subtract 2020 and then minus 1954, so that would really come up with 66. Okay, so meaning if he's referring to that time, that year, so Norman Mangusin or Francis Leo would be 66 years old already. So that's totally a big lie. So right now you just have to forget everything that he has said in terms of that audio, okay, that everyone has already been putting out there. And then of course, you know, they are using it in order to deceive also a lot of people, just like the way he deceived us. Okay, how crazy, how stupid, how bobo are these people who are still believing that he is the person that he claims to be with a Marcos blood. My goodness. So now, where are those money coming from? Well, you know already. Why can't you just see it? From those times that he's been doing all his foundations and stuff, he was already connected with the name Bernard Chong. Well, I was trying actually to find all those websites, but they've been closed. But I was very fortunate because I had found this video that I really had to give and share to John, okay, that I've been talking to him. And then that's what he had already exposed on his FB account, okay, FB wall. So all you have to do is just go and find it. So that just goes to validate the fact that all these things that's been happening, there was really somebody there who's got the money in order to deceive all these people, okay? And of course, as you can see about those paintings, obviously when Francis Leo got all those paintings, they were actually bought by Bernard Chong, and then of course they were actually displayed at Bernard Chong's house at Green Meadows. And you know already that all those cars, all those houses, the office and stuff, they were not actually under his name. So meaning to say that it's this Bernard Chong who's behind all this, because there is really no way that this Francis Leo could ever have the money. Because by the time that he came to me, that was 6 years ago, he was actually saying that he can help me out with my foundation, because I do have my Mystica Charity Foundation. And then he actually asked me that if I can have some sponsors or some financiers, because by the time he was in gold bars, gold certificate kind of businesses like that. But for me, why do I have to get involved with some foundations or some fraud like that, especially by the time that when he actually introduced himself to me, he said that he is the father of the child, the second child of a certain actress who's really very famous, and she was actually very controversial at the time, because when I looked at the internet, I had searched her name, and then of course there was a name given right there, but it wasn't Francis Leo, it was Edilberto Marcos. So exactly what this Francis had been telling me was exactly very, very coincidental to what this guy, Edilberto, was doing. But unfortunately, he was arrested in New York and also arrested here in Bulacan. Okay, so if you can take a look what I'm talking about, that is exactly how I knew him 6 years ago. But because I had read that article, those articles, I should say, so that was the reason why I did not go through the plan that he was actually asking me to go there to a certain casino. It was Heritage, because he said that he loves going to casino and he loves going out there and make money because he knows how to make money. Alright, so that's just a little thing that I can share at this point. But of course, nobody wants to listen to me because they think that I am just creating these stories. But no, I have already kept quiet. I didn't want to get out there and really tell the whole truth until now, because of what I can see right now, this is going too far. Everybody is actually killing each other figuratively, meaning they are actually destroying each other because no one wants to lose. All right, everybody just wants to win to whatever opinions they do have, but they cannot just really take a look at what really makes sense. Okay, that's how creepy their mentality are. All right, crab mentality. So all I can say right now is, before you are going to support him further, or before you are going to really focus on all those what he has just been doing, and that's it, that's all you can see, you have to take focus on the other side. Take focus, why is he doing this? Who are the people behind this? And right now, how come there is no wife going there actually to visit him? How come there is no friend, okay, or Bernard Chong, or who are these people involved before? Or how about these people who were there during their wedding? How about his family? All right. And of course, this guy, this pastor guy, okay, you better just come out there and accept the truth that he is your brother. Otherwise, your lies and deception is going to bury you as well, like this Mangusin, okay? So, you said that somebody had used your picture, and then of course they had to mention that that was actually the picture of this Mangusin, and of course you just have to be lucky because you were not mentioned. But it's because you are the one who exposed yourself that was you, then you made your own stardom, baby. And yet you are the one who claimed that you are the victim right here. First of all, Sian probably thought that that was you because you look like him, alright, obviously. And I guess it wasn't really intentionally that you are the one who's gonna be in trouble, or you are the one who's gonna be someone who is really controversial, just like what you had done right now. Who made yourself known? It was you. Nobody actually cared about who are you, because the focus of all these shits were just Norman Mangusin or Francis Leo Marcos. But because you went out there introducing yourself, asking everybody to share all your bullshit, well, you made it. So, you are nothing but him, okay? There's really no big difference between you and Norman Mangusin, huh? He is a liar, and then you are as well, because you are trying to escape the fact that you are his brother. Huh? And all your brothers or your siblings as well, they are there already saying that how can you deceive people like Mangusin, your brother who is right now in jail? Huh? How can you do that? You are a pastor as you claim to be. But if you are a minister of the Lord who's claiming to be somebody innocent, who's claiming to be the, oh my God, the angel of the truth, you are nothing but a liar, just like your brother, because the devil is a liar. Creep.
Volunteers Against Poverty Foundation Incorporation, headed by Mr. Francis Leo Antonio Marcos, in partnership with Brent Corporation, headed by Mr. Bernard Chong, gives you the Optimum Eye Care Program, wherein we will be providing free optical checkup and eyeglasses to 550,000 beneficiaries of North Luzon. Together with us are 40 volunteer doctors and 40 volunteer nurses that will help us provide the optimum quality healthcare that we all deserve. And today, we are unboxing the eyeglasses that will be given out to 550 beneficiaries. What you're currently seeing is the partial delivery of the said glasses that will be given away. Watch out for our optical mission on February 15, 2019 at Ramon Isabela and February 16, 2019 at Peña Blanca, Cagayan at exactly 9 a.m. Come join us and together let's eradicate poverty through volunteering. Follow us on Facebook, Volunteers Against Poverty Foundation Incorporation.
Alam nyo, mga follower kayo ni Norman Mangusin. Hasain nyo yung utak nyo. Paglaruan nyo, manalangin kayo, maligo kayo, magdasal, magbihis, at kumain ng tama para hindi nalilipasan ng gutom.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! I hate drugs.
Ito po yung pangalawang liham ni Boss at ngayon ko lang po siya mababasa. Alright. Ako po si FLM. Ginawa ko ang sulat na ito upang basahin ni Yama sa harap ng publiko. Una sa lahat, ng mga taong nasaktan ko sa Mayaman Challenge, especially sa mga kapitbahay ko sa Green Meadow Subdivision. Ako po ay taos puso at buong pakumbaba na humihingi ng tawad sa inyo kung nasaktan ko po ang inyong mga damdamin. Ngunit ang tanging layunin lamang po ng Mayaman Challenge ay upang gisingin ang buong Pilipinas na tayo ay tumulong sa ating nalulugmok na bayan at sagipin ang mga kumakalam na sikmura ng ating mga kababayan na biktima ng COVID-19. Hindi ko po layunin na kayo ay ipahiya. Batid ko po na ako po ay lumabis at sumobra sa aking nagawa. Kaya po, hinihingi ko po ang inyong pangunawa at nakahanda po akong harapin kung ano man ang kaparusahan sa aking mga pagmamalabis. Para naman po sa mga tao, para naman po sa mga taga-suporta ko, alam po ng ating dakilang lumikha na ang aking tanging layunin sa aking pagtulong ay ang magkaroon ng kasaysayan ng aking buhay. Na sana kung sakaling may panibagong COVID na darating sa ibang panahon, Sana po ay marami pang FLM na lumutang at tumulong sa ating bayan sa maayos na pamamaraan. Hindi ko po pinagsisisihan na maubos ang lahat ng aking kayamanan na pinaghirapan sa mahabang panahon, kung ang kapalit naman ay ang kapayapaan sa ating mga kababayan. Ngayong COVID-19. Kung sakaling ako po ay bigyan pa ng ating Panginoon, may kapal ng panibagong umaga at malalampasan lahat ng pagsubok sa aking buhay. Makakaasa po kayo na itutuloy ko po ang pagtulong sa mga kapuspalad nating kababayan. Salamat po, Francis Leo Marcos. Ayan po. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta at patuloy na naniniwala kay Boss FLM. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sana po malagpasan na po to ni Boss.
Ang layunin ko lang naman dito yung makatulong, hindi para makaperwisyo. Pero ganun talaga, tatanggapin ko yung persecution na walang problema kung ako'y pinapersecute. Ako na-involved dyan sa kahit anumang illegal na aktibidades. Hindi po tayo naging kriminal o hindi po tayo na-involved kahit po hold-upan o kung ano man.
Isa ka sa mga nagdala ng pag-asa, kahit pa napakarami ng mga hindi makapaniwala sa nagawa. Inabot ang mga puso ng said at kapos na kapatid. Mga daing at mga luha ay dinig mo at batid. Tigilan man nila ay laging sa'yo lang ang suporta namin. Kapanalig mo ang awit namin, Francis Leo. Ikaw ay bayani na buhay sa lahat ng dagok ng pagsubok di nagpatangay. Piringan man ng bibig ng taong bayan, kasaysayan ang magwawala para sa'yo at kusang mag-iingat. Pagbangon tayo, lalaban tayo. Mahal ka ng Pinoy, Francis.
We love you, Idol FLM, kasama ng mga small YouTuber na nagtutulungan. So, long live!
Lalaban tayo, mahal ka ng Pinoy, Francis Leo.
Sa isang beses na magdadapa, pitong ulit tayong babangon. Lahat ay kakayanin kahit na anumang hamon. O tayong magpapatinag, anuman kataas ang alon. Lalampasan ang bagyo na parang agila sa pag-ahon. Nandito tayo sa bansang maraming bumubulong. Kung sino pa ang tumutulong ay siya pang nakukulong. Mga kababayang Pilipino, tayo ay magkaisang iparamdam kay FLM na di siya nag-iisa.
Hindi ko maitatanging ikaw ang idolo ko, kaya ganun na lang itong nadarama ko. Ipinaglaban ka sa vlog, ipinaglaban sa kanta, kasi alam ko na malinis ang hangarin mong dala. Pag-asa ng mga Pinoy, ikaw ang nag-apoy. Kahit na anong mangyari, sana ay yung ituloy ang pag-ibig mo sa kapwa. Pag-asa ka ng bayan, Apoleo. Bayani ka ng inang bayan.
Itong kalooban, sagradong puso, may binditado Pilipino, pintura't sining ka sa mapat globo. Apoleo, dugong bughaw, sugong bayani. Buti, nagsilbing susi sa dukhang nagdadalamhati. Sa epidemya, sinagupa mo sumpa ng kagutuman. Pasal ang nasalilayan sa talampakan ng lipunan. Pagsabayan, bayan paglaya mo'y sinisigaw. Sa mundong ibabaw, bilanggo ang alilang kalabaw.
Sa aming puso, itinuturing na bayani. Ano mang mangyari, nandito lang palagi. Kami sa iyong likod, handa kang ipaglaban sa mga tao na patuloy kang sinisiraan. Katotohanan ay di nila kayang dayain, dahil alam naming malinis ang iyong hangarin. Nakatatak na sa bawat puso namin pangalan mo. Asahan mong kasama mo kami sa bawat laban mo.
We support FLM.
Lalaban tayo, mahal ka ng Pinoy, Francis Leo.
We support FLM. Go, go, go!
Lalaban tayo, mahal ka ng Pinoy, Francis Leo.
Yo! Isa ako sa naniniwala na di mo magagawa, bintang lahat na namang hinala. Lalahatin ko na lahat ng mga supot na humihila. Sa'yo mababa na wala magawa, kami na ang bahala. Bangon, laban, huwag kang susuko. Tumindig kang mabuti, pagpatuloy ang nasa puso. Isa ka sa mga Pilipino na tumutulong, at isa ka din sa mga iniidolong may dunong.
Walang dahilan upang iiwanan namin. Kami ay kasama mo sa mga mabuting hangarin. Hindi isa, hindi dalawa, kundi milyong-milyong Pilipino ang nagmamahal. Kaya't patuloy kami sa taas nagdarasal. Kapit bisig walang iwanan, manalig sa may kapal. Dahil bukas ay liliwanag, di magtatagal. Francis Leo, ikaw yung taong kinararangan.
Napakadaming natulungan, hindi lang iisa. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin badlilat ang iyong mata. Kasi ba nasa pawala ayaw mong maging tulad niya? Lumahagi ng kayamanan sa hukay di madadala. Hindi isang politiko, isa lang siya panitiko na tumutulong sa kapwa kahit maraming kritiko. Hindi katulad ng boss mo, pagkahalal ay nagsitago. Malakas magsalita, makautos, laki ng huso.
Francis Leo sa Pilipinas, ikaw ang buhay na bayani. Idol ka ng masa at kung ituring ng iba, ikaw ay natatangi. Tuloy lang ang laban, abante lang, huwag kang susuko. Pasasaan matatapos din ang pagsubok. FLM, babangon din tayo.
Babangon tayo, lalaban tayo. Mahal ka ng
We support
Pinoy Francis
FLM.
Leo. Babangon tayo,
We support FLM, no? One love.
mahal ka ng Pinoy Francis Leo.
FLM, tatlong letra ngunit napakadaming natulungan. Iisang tao pero libo-libo ang inalalayan. Milyong katao sa Pilipinas, siya lang ang tumindig at lumaban. Sa panahon ng epidemya, siya yung hindi politiko na inasahan. Ngunit ano ang nangyari? Siya lang ay kinasuhan. FLM, dasal lang. Nasa likod mo lang kami. Babangon muli tayo para sa bayan.
Alam kong di ito magtatagal.
Wala po akong ginawang hindi maganda. Puro pagtulong ako sa ating mga mamamayan.
Ang kamay ng Diyos ay laging nariyan. Babangon tayo at tuloy lang ang laban.
Mega shout out to my boss, FLM. Isa lang ang maipapangako ko sa inyo, boss. Walang iwanan hanggang dulo. Marami kaming nagmamahal sa inyo. Santa Romana.
Francis Leo Marcos, nagbigay po siya 250 sacks of rice.
Mahal ka ng Pinoy Francis Leo.
5 tonelada ng kalabasa. Maraming salamat, Francis Leo Marcos.
Mahal ka ng Pinoy Francis Leo.
Gusto ko pong pasalamatan kayo ng personal paglaya ko. At ipinapangako ko po sa dakilang may kapal na ibuhos ko lahat ng kung anuman ang mayroon ako para sa mahihirap nating kababayan. Sana po sa pamamagitan ng sulat na ito ay maiparating ko po sa inyo ang aking pasasalamat. Ito po yung pangalawang liham ni Boss at ngayon ko lang po siya mababasa. Alright. Ako po sa FLM. Ginawa ko ang sulat na ito upang basahin ni Yama sa harap ng publiko. Una sa lahat, ng mga taong nasaktan ko sa Mayaman Challenge, especially sa mga kapitbahay ko sa Green Meadow Subdivision. Ako po ay taos puso at buong pakumbaba na humihingi ng tawad sa inyo kung nasaktan ko po ang inyong mga damdamin. Ngunit ang tanging layunin lamang po ng Mayaman Challenge ay upang gisingin ang buong Pilipinas na tayo ay tumulong sa ating nalulugmok na bayan at sagipin ang mga kumakalam na sikmura ng ating mga kababayan na biktima ng COVID-19. Hindi ko po layunin na kayo ay ipahiya. Batid ko po na ako po ay lumabis at sumobra sa aking nagawa. Kaya po hinihingi ko po ang inyong pangunawa at nakahanda po akong harapin kung ano man ang kaparusahan sa aking mga pagmamalabis. Para naman po sa mga tao, para naman po sa mga taga-suporta ko, alam po ng ating dakilang lumikha na ang aking tanging layunin sa aking pagtulong ay ang magkaroon ng kasaysayan ng aking buhay. Na sana kung sakaling may panibagong COVID na darating sa ibang panahon, sana po ay marami pang FLM na lumutang at tumulong sa ating bayan sa maayos na pamamaraan. Hindi ko po pinagsisisihan na maubos ang lahat ng aking kayamanan na pinaghirapan sa mahabang panahon, kung ang kapalit naman ay ang kapayapaan sa ating mga kababayan ngayong COVID-19. Kung sakaling ako po ay bigyan pa ng ating Panginoon, ay kapal ng panibagong umaga at malalampasan lahat ng pagsubok sa aking buhay. Makakaasa po kayo na itutuloy ko po ang pagtulong sa mga kapuspalad nating kababayan. Salamat po, Francis Leo Marcos. Ayan po. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta at patuloy na naniniwala kay Boss FLM. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sana po malagpasan na po to ni Boss. Thank you po.
Political. 27 mayors ng Pilipinas na pumunta sa opisina. Napakapalad po dahil nag-grant po ang request na ang foundation ko ay handang gumastos ng over 100 million para sa bayan ng Lasal, and it is started tomorrow.
Oh my God! Wow!
Para sa bayan ng Lasal, and it is started tomorrow.
Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
Bakit? Kailan pa ho nanalo ang kabutihan sa kasamaan?
God damn it, please. Sabi ko nga, in every law, in every rules, there always been an exemption as long there is a justification. Especially if it is for humanitarian in reason.
Wow!
God damn it, this is humanitarian in reason.
Now ask me, how am I related with them? It is a privileged communication. But I have not the liberty to divulge information pertaining to any one of those part of the first family.
Are you related to the Marcos? It is a privileged communication. Yun lang po masasabi. Why are you using the Marcos family? I am a Marcos. My name is a Marcos. I am a Marcos. Then if you have a problem for me being Marcos, then go to my mother. My mother is still alive. She is the one who...
Yes, you can go there. No question about being being Marcos. I'm a Marcos. Ikaw fake news ang lakad mo eh.
And my mom is from, my mom is Igorot in Ilocano. And my mother, inspired by the great doing of the former President Marcos. So he taught me how to be kind. That hindi lang ako nabubuhay para, yun po yun. And yung nanay ko po, it so happened that inspired by the wrongdoing of the former President Marcos and the... NANI? お前はもう死んでいる。
Good morning, everybody. Okay. Last vice mayor is not only a good basketball player and a good gymnast rocker, but a good dancer. Tutang ina mo! Baka ng ina mo! Actually, I don't wanna do these exercises. It just so happened that when I inquired Villa Medica in Germany for having my stem cell 20 years younger, they want me to do all these cardio exercises for me to be able to undergo the treatment of stem cell in Villa Medica in Germany. I had my ticket, I already booked, I already paid for it. But this is the requirement, so I have to do this. I don't like to do it, but it just so happened that I need to do this. Good morning, teaching everyone. See you soon.
5 minutes later.
Sir Francis Leo Marcos, hindi niyo tinawagan siya ng kanyang ninang Imelda Marcos habang naglalay.
Hello, Ninang.
So ito mga kaibigan unang tawag niya ninang. Kung dati pa ito i-full ko kung ninang yan, bakit ninang ang tawag Imelda Marcos? Dapat tita. Tanga-tanga. Halatang nagsisinungaling mga kaibigan. Kung napaniwala kayo na Marcos siya, dapat tita ang sasabihin mo, hindi ninang. Ha?
Ang kinatatakutan ko lang ho, Ninang, is yung planting ano eh.
At saka imposible tumawag si Imelda Marcos sa ganyang tao, mga kaibigan.
Uwi na si FLM, hindi siya nakulong. Kaya mga mukha kayong tanga.
Kung ako po ay ipe-persecute pagdating ng araw dito sa akin pagtulong, so be it.
Mac Pablo, thank you very much, Sobe. Wow, huli kayo mga balbon. Kaya ayoko maging balbon kaya ko kasi pag nahuli ka balbon. Huli ka balbon, I really appreciate and thanks for the real Antonio Mangusin. I really appreciate for your cooperation. It's really that's really come out that's what really come out the reality of life, and it was so really I can't believe how devastated this person being condemned. Wow. Thank you so much for the coming out and freedom of Francis Leo Marcos would be. Kasi you know, like I'm telling you all you guys, devils, the evildoers will not win. And like I'm saying, win. And like I'm saying, win. And like I'm saying.
Maniac!